Welcome to the 5th episode of the Bright and Ugly campaign. Now, if you remember from last time, our group were staying in the stables with Fibz the goblin, who took the hayloft, and the fake hog. Now, our group decides to approach Lady Elegance at first light to inform her that they have found her hog. Lady Elegance meets up with them with her burly half-orc retinue in tow, and she's got her lovely big thick fur coat on, since the morning air holds a bitter wind in Traven. And she says, "Have you incapacitated Fibz the goblin and brought me my beloved Hogsworth?" And they say, "Here is your hog, right here." And they show the hog to Lady Elegance, and she's like, "Oh, Hogsworth, my darling." And she strokes the back of the hog, completely unaware that it is actually a wild hog. For some reason, the hog actually kind of likes her. So it's difficult to tell. And Fibz, her eyes are like fire as she stares at the rest of the group. And they say, "Well, about Fibz, he's got nothing now. We've took the hog from him. We couldn't capture him," they lie. "Why not just let the bounty go now? You've got your hog back, and jobs are good, and you'll be aware now. You can post more guards around where the hog is, so that he can't ever break in again. He's one lone goblin. He doesn't even have a goblin tribe from the looks of it, so there's nothing to worry about. He's but an insect beneath your boot," Lady Elegance says. "I suppose you are right. He is an insect beneath my very expensive boot." And she says, "Okay, I agree to your terms, commoner, and I will take the wanted posters of Fibz down, for he is such an insignificant thorn in my side. However, that also means that I will be amending the payment I offered you, since you have not brought me Fibz's head." And the group are like, okay, that's reasonable. We didn't kill Fibz, but we did get your hog back, so they accept half the original price. Lucky as they are. But Fibz gets to go free. And with their dealings with Lady Elegance complete, she agrees to let the sheriff know to take the posters of Fibz down, and cannot wait to leave this absolute cesspool of an establishment, not even worthy of the name establishment in her eyes. She climbs into a sedan chair and lets one of her half-orc goons lead her beloved Hogsworth, the fake hog, the wild hog, along as she leaves Traven. The group see to Fibz in the stable and manage to get the real Skog hog, the real Hogsworth, from Greyzeg, the Dragonborn, who hid it for them. And everything is resolved happily. It's still early morning, so still farmers just coming in and setting up their wares, and the guard is still quite light. Fibz manages to ride Skog hog down the river into the sunrise, and all is happy. The group, just to make sure, heads to the sheriff's office. They walk in and see Sheriff Wolfrook with his baggy eyes, the dwarf, quite a wide-set man, sat at his desk. "Well, hi there, guys. Good to see you again. Now, what brings you to my office at this early hour, this ungodly hour?" And the group say, "Lady Elegance has departed. We managed to get her hog back for her. Now we need you to take down the wanted posters. She's decided to cancel the bounty on Fibz." And the sheriff waves a hand. Yeah, I heard that information. Sorry, it's on my to-do list. First thing is, though, I ain't seen that That fancy lady from the saloon, Jesselyn, I believe you've met her. Quite tall, long, luscious locks of dark red hair, plump lips, ripe for kissing. She's not been seen for the past day or so. And then the group were like, oh, really? We spoke to her just 2 days ago before we left. 2 or 3 days ago, I think it was, before we left for the Landrell Manor. Yeah, you guys would have been some of the last people to see her then. Nobody else seen her in a few days. That and Armorer Wadnack's most recent shipment's gone missing. My brother, he's a furious man right now. Perhaps you can go over there and catch the gist of it, maybe calm him down. The group go, okay, we'll go see Armorer Wadnack and try to calm him down. They head over to the armorer's place, open the doors. This is horse shit, you know. Absolute horse shit. My shipment gone missing, not gonna be able to sell any of my guns or my blades. Fucking hell. And the group are like, whoa, okay. Calm yourself, little angry dwarf man. Spittle all in his ginger beard. Sorry, this is the last thing I need right now. And the group managed to get out of him like, okay, so what's the shipment route then? Perhaps we can go and investigate this missing shipment for you. Well, it's just the path down from the Zelgar territories, from Ralgar, down to the south and to the west. And the group were like, okay, well, when was the shipment due? It was due early this morning, but it's hours late now. And they're like, can't be that far then, if it's running late. But my shipment boy is never late. He's always punctual. Knows I'll kick his ass if he's too late. But I fear something may have happened to him. And the group go, okay, we'll look into it. Many thanks. And they get out of the angry Scottish dwarf's way. They head towards the marketplace of the town and buy many tinned foods, for they are hungry from all of the travelling they've been doing at the moment. They buy enough tinned food to sink a small boat and carry it in the bag of holding. Oh, bag of holding, please open. They speak the command phrase and open the bag of holding that they received previously and store hundreds of tins of food in there. That's most of their money gone. Now that they are prepared for the journey, and Jesse has made sure that waterskins are good all around, they make their way south. It gets into sort of midday, a few hours later, when the sun really begins to warm up and the chilling breeze that was in the morning just seems to gradually disappear until they are sweating. On the path, they see a gathering that they did not expect. A familiar cart is cordoned off by several of the Jagan guards. They recognize the dark blue armor from the guards that went after Smiley. They recognize the sarcophagus on the cart. Seems that the cart down by the riverside that they found previously had been discovered by the Jagan Empire and brought up to the path so that they could properly analyze its contents. One of the soldiers approaches, says, "Stop, you're gonna have to go around the path for now. This is official Jagan business, Imperial business. You guys just give a wide berth and go around the investigation." Commander Wad uses his title. You see, but I'm Commander Wad from the Jagan Empire. I was a famous commander 20 years ago. Oh, Commander Wad! They know the name instantly. Oh yes, from the Battle of the Twin Forts. Yes, we heard a lot about you. Oh, perhaps your expertise may help us identify the nature of this sarcophagus and allow us to pursue its original owners. It seems quite unnatural. And so they let Wad and the retinue of the group past for them to investigate. Ziltorin keeps his eyes open, makes sure there's no trouble, and the others try to ascertain the nature of the runes that are imbued on the coffin. They had a brief look last time, But this time, they have a proper look. They feel the carving and see if they recognize any of the symbols. Maybe we can get something. Eliwick, Rundar, Relaf, and Commander Ward himself all managed to ascertain the nature of the symbols. It is that of the Nine Hells, the realm of the demons. And they notify the Dragon Guards of this. Demons, this is most unsettling. Thanks for your help, we will look into it. Now that we know the correct arcana, we can get our best people on the case. Thank you for your assistance. And the group, okay, have a good day, Dragon Guards. Don't get into trouble now. And they continue down the path. Another few hours pass in the blistering heat, drinking the water to keep themselves hydrated, and eventually they find more cart tracks, way out of sight of the previous cart. They lead up to the hills to the west, where the land is finally starting to get green, the grassy hills. They go, what would take a cart uphill off the track? They ready their weapons and sneak over the hill. They find a small clearing with a few wooded trees dotted about. They venture further into the clearing, the guns, so Torin's got his hand fingering the pommel on his hilt. Is there going to be some kind of ambush here? And then they are absolutely flabbergasted by what they see ahead of them. The cart, absolutely demolished, wheels off, completely crushed, but a lot of the crates appear to be intact. Unfortunately, they are in several feet of a big creature, the size of an elephant, but it's a sloth, a ground sloth. Huge sloth with claws, massive claws, about the size of an elephant. Well, this is certainly going to be a challenge. The sloth is practically sat on the cart, leaning up into a tree next to it, crunching leaves off branches. Oh no, how are we going to lure the sloth away so that we can recover the merchandise? Those claws look vicious. We don't want to anger it. And its hide looks really thick. I think it'd take quite a few bullets to get through to that thing. Okay, so they discuss amongst themselves. Right, we really don't want to piss off this sloth. So, have we got any plans? They come up with something. A few of them start hacking at tree to try and get one of the branches off. Ward reaches up with his hatchet and hacks a big branch off that has quite a lot of leaves on it. Loads of leaves. And goes, what if we distract the sloth with this branch full of leaves, lure it away from the wagon, and then whoever's luring it, the rest of us, can take the merchandise and get out before he knows what's what. And they're like, okay. So Relaf, bird person, decides to take the branch since he can fly out of danger's way if he needs to. So Relaf, 5-foot Relaf, walks over to this sloth. Shiny bits. It's not shiny bits, but sloth shiny bits. And the sloth turns around and is indeed distracted. But he moves with surprising haste for such a large creature, and Relaf's like, "Arr!" and doesn't manage to get out of the way in time, and the sloth sits on him while chewing on this branch, and Relaf's like, "Arr!" His leg is crushed and he can't move from underneath the sloth, while the sloth is just off this branch. The rest of the group go, "Great job, Relaf! You're doing great!" And then they go and start unloading stuff off the wagon while poor Relaf is crushed. They manage to get one crate, sneak away the gunslingers, Sadie and Jesse, take one, and then Eurasian and Wad take another, and then the Nomies take a little crate out. And Ziltorin's still got his hand on the pommel of his sword, ready to draw at an instant. Then suddenly, a strangled yelp. And the sloth turns. A young man is running towards the road. The sloth immediately lunges for him. He's just in reach. He must have been beside the cart somewhere, unconscious, and just been brought to consciousness and realised that there's a big sloth there with massive claws. And he's kind of panicked and ran. The sloth reaches and lunges at him, gets off Relaf, and Relaf takes the opportunity to scarper to the rest of the group. The sloth, with his great claws, does a big slash and hacks the guy's throat out, blood and guts everywhere. Gargle sound. The guy hits the ground like a sack of spuds and bleeds out instantly. The sloth is not very happy that his feeding time has been disturbed, and the rest of the group, holding their crates, slowly back away. The sloth turns to them. Back away slowly. Back away slowly. Anybody good with animals? Keep backing away. Fortunately for them, their calm actions are completely effective. The sloth glares at them and then turns back to his branch. Leaves. Eat some leaves. And the group managed to get away with a bunch of crates, but of course the cart is broken, so exhausted and sweating, they head towards the roadside, and as luck would have it, a farmer and his wagon is just coming past. Well, hi there, travellers. You guys seem to be really, really tired there and have a lot of merchandise. You come across an accident or something? And they all look at each other and say, yeah, I suppose you could say that. They are offered by the kind farmer a ride to Traven, since that's where he's heading anyway, and they load all of the crates onto the back of his wagon alongside his cabbages and carrots and produce. They arrive at Traven into the evening, and tired, drinking water. They've had eat some of their tinned corned beef, some of their tinned strawberries, all of their tinned foods, and they head to Armourer Wodnak with his crates, just as he's closing the shop. Oh, you managed to get most of my stock back. What happened? Can you guys tell me? And they explain the story about his poor delivery boy getting his throat ripped out by a giant sloth, known as the Mega Sloth. Oh, a Mega Sloth? This far south? They're normally in the forest to the north. These are strange and troubling times. Anyway, I thank you for getting my stuff back. Now, as a little reward, I ain't got any money because I didn't really have anything to sell today. So I'll let you keep some of the rounds and ammunition that you managed to get for me. So they, oh, thank you very much. They keep a lot of their revolver rounds and rifle rounds. And what a happy end to the day. They head into the saloon, or wherever they want to be. I think Rundar finds a quiet place to read a book. And Sadie heads to the saloon with most of the other gunslingers. Wad mysteriously vanishes into the night. They don't know where Commander Wad went. And they all find places to rest or drink. Until next time. But surely they haven't forgotten about the missing Jesselyn. I guess we'll find out what happened to her on the next episode of the Bright and Ugly campaign.